And the Indian Sports Network is on the air. Good evening, everybody. We are oh, by the way, this is Kenny Masterson, but I think you figured that one out already. Um, and I'm down here in St. Charles at Lutheran St. Charles High School in their brand spanking new gymnasium. Beautiful facility in here. And we are here to see two varsity games tonight between the Lutheran St. Charles Lady Cougars and the Elsberry High School Lady Indians. And then after that game, that's coming up in about 10 minutes or so. After that game, we're going to be seeing the Lutheran St. Charles Cougars boys team versus the Elsberry High School Indians. And let's see, like I said, there's about 10 and a half minutes till this game starts. The starting off with the girls' game here, because that's what this broadcast is. I'll have a separate broadcast for the boys' game. This is first time that these two teams have met this year. Who knows what they'll meet later on in any kind of a district game or anything like that. But as far as the girls go, their all-time record is Lutheran St. Charles has a 6-0 advantage here. The Elsberry Lady Indians have never defeated Lutheran St. Charles. And the last meeting was last January the 18th. That was in Elsberry, and the Lady Cougars won that game 49-30. And I vaguely remember that game, but I do remember them being up at Elsberry. Like I said, that's last year. This is this year, and let's hope that we can make that a 6-1 all-time record. So let's go ahead, and before we go any further, let's go ahead and go over the rosters. And here is the Lady Cougars roster as given to me. Oh, by the way, they are 4-1 on the season. And the Elsberry Lady Indians are now 8-7 on the season. They started off very good, and then they went into a slump. And now they've won several games in a row. And they've looked very good doing it. So anyway, roster for the Lady Cougars. Let's see. I get a better roster here than the one I have written down just for my purposes. We have number 3, Sequoia Johnson. She is a 5'2" guard, and she is a junior. Next is a 5'5" guard sophomore, number 10, Maya Lindesmith. Number 11, Colleen Prusser. She's a senior and a 5'8" guard. Number 15, Jada Lindesmith. She is a senior and a 5'7" guard. Number 21, Rachel Lutz, a senior 5'9" forward. A 5'11" forward that's a junior, number 23, Corin Van Gilder. Number 25, Ava Seavey. She's a junior and a 5'6" guard. Number 30, Jenna Gritzkowiak. I'm sure I've just probably butchered that name. Maybe I'll get lucky and she won't play a whole lot tonight, so I'll just say number 30. But she is a 5'10" forward and a senior. Number 32, Megan Albert. Megan Albert. She's a 6'1" freshman and forward. Number 33, Mackenzie Coleman. She's a senior and a 5'6" guard forward. The varsity head coach is Aaron Lutschwager. And that is the girls' varsity for Lutheran St. Charles. Now for the Elsberry Lady Indians. Playing tonight is number 2, Tanisha Henderson. You know what? I've got some more information on them. You may know all of this, maybe not. Tanisha Henderson, she is a 5'2" junior. Number 4, Peyton Robinson. She's a 5'9" sophomore. Number 5, Addison Steele. She's a 5'6" freshman. Number 10, Candace Dowell. She's a 5'3" freshman. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler, a 5'7" junior. Number 14, Abby Jenkins, a 5'5" junior. I'm sorry, sophomore. Number 15, Mackenzie Gladney. She's a 5'8" freshman. Number 20, Kelsey Flaster. She's a 5'9" sophomore. Number 24, Lily Smith. She's a 5'7" sophomore. Number 25, Samara Manuel. She's a 5'10" freshman. Number 31, Bella Mozzie, a 5'8" sophomore. Number 32, Olivia Kinsler, a 5'10" freshman. Number 41, Alyssa Love, a 5'6" freshman. And number 43, Tyra Henderson, a 5'7" junior. I still like the fact that there are no seniors on this Elsberry team, which means everybody's coming back next year. Everybody has all that experience. They're not losing a whole bunch of scoring and a whole bunch of experience like they lost last year. These young ladies have played together quite a while, and there are some of these players that are freshmen and sophomores, and they're going to be some decent players, especially by the time that they are juniors and seniors. I'm really looking forward to seeing them play. So, anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead with 5 minutes to go until this game starts. Well, I guess it's going to stay 5 minutes because the clock has stopped. But as you can see over there, they have the captains, the referees, the coaches, the basketballs, everybody there in front of the scorer's bench. And once again, I'm on the other side of the court from what I normally am at these basketball games. Wright City the other night, I was across the court from the scorer's bench. Normally, I'm right down underneath they're underneath me. I'm right above the scorer's bench. And so, not that it makes any difference for watching the game, but it makes a difference to me because I can't. It's harder for me to see the referees whenever they call out the fouls on the teams. So hopefully they will have the foul lights on for this game so I can see. I try to keep track myself. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break before they get this game started.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that. But when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Okay, we are back, and right now they are having a small little ceremony here for Jada Lindesmith, who at a Bowling Green game a couple of weeks ago hit her 1,000th point. And that, my friends, is quite an accomplishment. And looks like they presented her with a basketball with 1,000 on it. And the reason they're having this tonight here, I was told earlier, is because this is the first home game that they've had since she hit the 1,000 points. So congratulations to her tonight for that honor. And maybe she won't be able to score any points against Elsberry. Obviously, she's a good scoring basketball player. Maybe, hopefully Elsberry can shut her down tonight. So anyway, looks like they've got a fresh 8 minutes up on the clock. And we're getting ready to do the starting lineup here, and I will give it to you as I get them. They're doing a Misha announcement. And Misha, that's MSHSAA, Missouri State High School Athletic Association. So now we're going to do the national anthem, so we'll just take a little break here.
We pray. Lord God, Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to compete this evening. We thank you for the abilities you have blessed these young athletes with and given them the spirit of competition to play this game of basketball. Please bless the coaches and officials with wisdom in their handling of the players, keep everyone safe from injury, and allow the fans to demonstrate good sportsmanship so this day may glorify you. In Jesus' most holy name, amen. Tonight, the national anthem will be played by the Lutheran High Pep Band, directed by Mr. Ben Parvies.
Okay, we are back.
Let's introduce the starting lineup.
Now, here's the starting lineups for tonight's ladies game. Starting for Elsberry, number 2, Tanisha Henderson. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler. Number 15, Mackenzie Gladney. Number 20, Kelsey Flaster. And number 43, Tyra Henderson. Starting lineup for Lutheran High School now.
A 5'5" sophomore,
Number 10, Maya Linsmith.
A 5'8" senior,
Number 11, Colleen Preuser.
A 5'10" senior,
Number 30, Jenna Griskowiak.
Senior, number 33,
Mackenzie Coleman, number 33.
And a 5'7" senior, number 15, Jada Linsmith.
And number 15, Jada Linsmith. That is the starting lineup. So let's get this game underway. They got the pep band playing over there. If I remember right, that's a Notre Dame fight song. We had other words for it whenever I was in high school. So looks like it's going to be number 30, Jenna Griskowiak. She'll be jumping against Kelsey Flaster. And let's get this game going. And Lutheran has control of the ball. Linda Smith on the outside gets it to the free throw line. Number 3 gets it all the way over. Boy, they are passing the ball fine. Linda Smith for 3 and no good. Ball comes down. Kylie Kinsler has the rebound, and she brings it up the court. Hands it off to Tanisha. And ball pass given away, and here's number 10 in for 2 points. That is Maya Linda Smith. So Lutheran takes charge of this game 2-0. Kelsey Flaster saved that one from being stolen. Ball knocked out of bounds. They just announced my name over the PA system. That's just what I needed to hear. Anyway, Kelsey Plaster stepped on the line. Here's Linda Smith on the point guard. Gets it in deep, number 30, and she misses her shot. And it goes out of bounds off of Elsberry. That is Jenna. Okay, they're going to play her all night, I guess. Jenna Gritzkowiak. A fan up here just told me, just says Jenna G. I think I'm going to have to go with that. All right, underneath to her, Jenna G. Right underneath for 2 points. And here's Tiny Henderson bringing it up, gets it over to Kylie Kinsler. And there's a three-point attempt, and it's good for Tiny. Makes the score 4-3 with 6:07 to go in the first quarter. Tried to get the ball in deep to Jenna G. And broken up by Elsberry. There's a three-point attempt. No good. Rebound. No good. And there's another three-point attempt. That was Jada Linda Smith. And there was her 3 points. And ball knocked around, and Lutheran comes up with it. Once again, underneath to Jenna G, and she goes up, cannot get the shot to drop, but she does draw the foul. First foul is on Mackenzie Gladney. First foul of the night. Free throw is good. That makes the score 8-3. Second shot is up and rolls out. And Tyra Henderson with the rebound. Peyton Robinson now in the game. Kylie Kinsler looked on the inside. Not there, and that is over and back. I know I didn't get the camera over there in time, but that's over and back. The ball was knocked around, and Tiny Henderson got control of it before she crossed the line, so that was an over and back. Turnover to Lutheran. And that pass was way off the mark. Turnover to Elsberry. Still, the score is 8-3 with 4:46 to go in the first quarter. Right now, Tiny Henderson has the only 3 points for Elsberry. They're going to have a hard time getting inside, just strictly because the height situation. Lutheran St. Charles has tremendous height advantage over the Elsberry girls. Get the ball into Tyra, over to Tiny, and She tried to get the ball up and over, and no good. And Mackenzie Coleman was called for a travel. Gladney goes out, and Candace Dow comes in. The ball right underneath. There's Tyra from underneath and couldn't get it. Peyton Robinson up with the shot. Couldn't get the shot to drop, but does draw the foul. And that foul was on Jenna G. Puts Peyton Robinson on the line. And that shot hit the front of the rim and rolled off. Second shot rolls in. Elsberry puts on a press, and there's Tyra stole the ball, gets it to Dowell. She's over for three and no good. And Lutheran with the rebound. There's a three-point attempt, and it's good. And that was Jada Lindesmith for another three. Score is 11-4 with 3:45 to go in the first quarter. And Candace Dow was called for a travel. And Lutheran gets the ball right underneath to Jenna G. She's up and no good. And Megan Albert put the ball up, couldn't get the shot, but she does draw the foul on Tyra Henderson.
Foul number 43, Tyra Henderson, first personal, second team foul.
Megan Albert on the line for two shots. First one is good. Second shot is no good. And Peyton Robinson with the rebound, but ball was knocked away by Lutheran. It stays with Elsberry. Tanisha gets the ball over to Tyra. She looked to drive in, and there was just no place to go. Get the ball back out to Kinsler. She gets it over to Robinson. So back out on the perimeter to Dowell. And that ball was, she tried to take the ball away from Peyton Robinson. Called a jump ball, but on alternating possessions, it stays with Elsberry. There's a three-point attempt for Tanisha, no good. And Lutheran brings it up fast. That pass was broken up by Peyton Robinson. Back down the floor, and Candace Dowell for three, and she hits it. It's her first three-pointer of the night. That makes the score 12-7 with 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Long pass over to, now here's Jenna G up underneath and 2 points. Long pass over to Kinsler. She tries to get it into Tyra Henderson, no good. And there's a 5-foot shot there, no good, but a foul is called. That puts Megan Albert on the line again. That foul was on Candace Dowell. That's her first. That's a third team foul on Elsberry versus 1 foul on Lutheran. So Megan Albert on the line for 2 shots. First shot rims in and out. She is 1 for 3 tonight. We have Gladney and Flaster coming in the game. Second shot is good. And a timeout called by Elsberry. 30-second timeout. Let's take a quick break.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activity.
All right, here's Tanisha Henderson bringing it up the floor. She tried to drive in and ball stripped away from her. Here's a 3-point attempt, no good. Shot from right underneath, no good by Jenna G. She couldn't get it in, but she did draw the foul. And that foul is on Tanisha Henderson. It's her first. It's 4 team fouls for Elsberry. First shot is good for Jenna G. She is 2 for 2 from the line tonight. This ball's in play if she misses. And it bounced around for a couple of days and fell out. All right, Tanisha Henderson over to Kelsey Flaster. They're having a lot of trouble getting this ball inside. And now here's, there was Maya Lindesmith with an easy layup. Score is 18-7 with a minute to go in the first quarter. Everything out on the perimeter. They just can't seem to get it in. Kelsey Plaster for 3, no good. And Lutheran St. Charles with the rebound. Right underneath. The shot was no good. And fighting for the ball, and Lutheran came up with it. And right underneath to, who is that?
32.
All right, I'm back on. I don't know, the camera froze up on me, so I had to shut the whole system down and start over again. I hope I don't end up with about 19 different broadcasts here tonight. But either way, that is the end of the first quarter. Score is 20-7 in favor of Lutheran St. Charles. So we are ready to start this second quarter. It's going to be Lutheran's ball out of bounds. And they have it out of the perimeter, but they can get it in. They can get it inside pretty easier with this huge height advantage they have. And there was 2 points for number 23, Corin Van Gilder. Tyra Henderson underneath, puts the ball up, and everybody's going after it. Kylie Kinsler was the last one to touch it when it went out of bounds. Right underneath, no good, and Gladney up with the rebound. I will say this, that Lutheran St. Charles can't seem to hit too many of their baskets from underneath either. Tyra Henderson tried to drive in, couldn't get it, and the ball stripped away from her, and here comes Linda Smith up the. Shot was no good, and Kylie Kinsler with the rebound. She's being guarded pretty heavy. Tyra Henderson up with the shot, no good, but she does draw the foul. That foul's going to be on Coleman, Mackenzie Coleman. That's her first foul. That's second foul for Lutheran St. Charles tonight. Puts Tyra on the line. First shot is good. Second shot bounces out. Gladney with the rebound. Couldn't get the shot up and away. And what? Oh, a foul was called. That foul was called on number 25, Ava Sibby. That is her first foul. Third foul for Lutheran St. Charles tonight. And here's Tanisha Henderson for two, no good. Rebound for Lutheran. And Colleen Preuser couldn't get the shot to drop, but she did draw the foul on Kylie Kinsler. That's her first of the night. So Preuser on the line with two shots. First one is good. And the second one is good. Makes the score 24-8. Kinsler tries to drive the line, nothing there. Couldn't get out of it, so she finally bounced the ball off of a Lutheran player, so it's out of bounds Elsberry. And Dowell has it out of bounds. Gets the ball into Kinsler again. Back out to Tiny Henderson. She gets it over to Tyra, back to Tiny. Over to Dowell, she tries to drive in, nothing there. Gets the ball in deep to Kinsler, so long two-point shot for Dowell is good. Lutheran with the ball coming down the floor. 24-10 is the score. Ball underneath to 33, Mackenzie Coleman, and that's her first 2 points of the night. Dowell gets it over on the low post to Tyra. Tyra Henderson And now a foul is called on Mackenzie Coleman as Henderson tried to drive the baseline. That's 2 fouls on Mackenzie Coleman. Still not in a bonus. Kylie Kinsler has the ball out of bounds. Gets the ball out to Candace Dowell. Kinsler tries to drive the baseline. Nothing there. Gets it back out on the point to Dowell. Over, just around the perimeter. And Tyra Henderson tried to drive the baseline and draws a foul. That foul is going to be on number 11, Colleen Preußer. That's her first. Tyra has the ball down underneath. Oh, the ball rolled around on the rim and would not fall in for her. They get the ball in deep. Now it's way out on the perimeter. And doing some fantastic passing there, and Jenna G for 2 points. 28-10 is the score. 4:10 to go in the second quarter. Elsberry having a lot of trouble here with trying to get the ball in. Now we have Candace Dowell with a 3-point attempt. No good. She does get her own rebound, but they jump in there and get a jump ball and alternating possessions. It stays with Elsberry. So Kinsler trying to get it into anybody she can. Tyra's right underneath, and the ball stolen away from her. And there is Jada Lindesmith for 2 points. Now the ball knocked away, and it's going to stay with Red. Three-point attempt for Kinsler, no good. Tyra tries to get the ball up, and she draws a foul. That foul is on number 30, Jenna G. It's her second. So Tyra Henderson on the line for 2 shots. First one is good. She is 2 for 3 tonight. Second shot is no good, and taken away by the rebound right underneath to number 32, Megan Albert, for 2 more points. That's 6 points for her tonight. And that ball knocked away and goes over to Lutheran. There's the 3-point attempt, no good. Knocked out of bounds by Kylie Kinsler and stays with Lutheran. Right underneath. They can't hit their shots from underneath either, but finding number 32. Albert gets another 2 points in. All right, there's a jump ball. And that goes over to Lutheran. Van Gilder's in the game again for Lutheran. And Lutheran passing it around. They've got shooters from all over the court, and they can get the rebounds too. Right underneath to Maya Linda Smith. And that foul is going to be on, I believe, on Peyton Robinson. First shot is no good. No, actually, they called that foul on Candace Dowell. That's her second. Second shot is good. So Candace Dowell brings it up. Well, they've changed the foul again. It's on Olivia Kinsler. Ball bouncing around out there. And Tyra Henderson does draw the foul. So let's take that foul away from Candace Dowell and give it to Olivia Kinsler. That's her first. And that foul for Lutheran is going to be on Preuster. It's her second. First shot is good for Tyra. Second shot is up and good. She is 4 for 6 from the line tonight. Little less than a minute and a half to go in the first half. Score is 35-13, Lutheran over Elsberry. Ball knocked out of the air, and Tanisha came up with, tried to get it in deep to Kylie Kinsler, but the ball was kicked out of bounds by Lutheran. Couldn't quite get the ball in. It was knocked out of bounds by Lutheran again. All right, Tyra with the ball. Gets it underneath to Peyton Robinson. She is knocked down. She's knocked down, draws a foul. So Peyton Robinson is on the line now. Be for a 1-and-1, I believe. Yeah, 1-to-1. 1-and-1. That foul is on Corinne Van Gilder. It's her first. And the free throw is no good. And Lutheran brings it up fast. Linda Smith had it on the point. Now she's got it back on the point again, and she drives She drives forward and runs into a couple of players, but they were not set. So the foul is on Peyton Robinson. That's her first. So Linda Smith on the line with the free throw, and it's good. That's her first time at the free throw line tonight. And her second shot is good. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Robinson has it down on the low point, trying to get it to anybody she can, and 17 seconds to go, and Linda Smith brings it up the line. 3-point attempt, no good, and Elsberry with the rebound. That was Van Gilder with the 3-point attempt. 4 seconds. And a long shot to end the first half for Elsberry was Tyra Henderson. So that is the end of the first half. The score is 37-13. And not a whole lot I can say here. Lutheran St. Charles is outplaying Elsberry on all aspects of this game. And there's just mainly as much as anything, there's a height advantage. It's one shot and done for Elsberry. They can't get any kind of a rebound to come up. So anyway, let's go over a little bit of the scoring in this first half. For Elsberry, Tanisha Henderson has 1 3-point shot. Peyton Robinson has 1 free throw. She's 1 for 3 from the line. Candace Dowell has 5 points, including 1 3-pointer. And Tyra Henderson has 4 points. That's 4 free throws. She is 4 for 6 from the line. So that's the 13 points for Elsberry. And now for Lutheran St. Charles, they've got several players with points here. They have Maya Linda Smith with 5 points. Colleen Preuser with 2 free throws. Jada Linda Smith with 2 3-pointers, 1 field goal, and 2 free throws. That adds up to 2, 3, 4. She's got 10 points. Corin Van Gelder has 2 points. And Jenna G has 8 points. She's got 2 free throws. She's 2 for 3 from the line. And Megan Albert has 8 points. She is 2 for 4 from the line. And Mackenzie Coleman has 2 points, 1 free throw. So, like I said, the Lady Cougars are outclassing Elsberry all through this game. So as we break now for the end of the first half, let's go ahead and get some more commercials in here.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker at our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird looks showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not
Only forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Elsberry Democrat. Log on to www.elsberrydemocrat.com today.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we can teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
Okay, we are ready to start the second half of this game. Elsberry starts it off. They have the ball out on the perimeter. See if they can get into the inside any easier in this second half. Gladney with the ball on the outside. Kylie Kinsler looked at a shot and didn't take it. There's Tanisha on the outside and Kelsey Flaster on the outside. Now Tyra Henderson's up on the point. She gives it over to Tanisha Henderson on the point, and that pass was thrown away. So Lutheran with the ball brings it up. They get the ball in deep. There's a three-point attempt, no good, and the rebound was to Jenna G, and as she went up for a shot, she was fouled by Kylie Kinsler. It's her second. Free throw is no good for Jenna G. Second free throw is good. So Elsberry with the ball out of bounds. Get the ball into Tyra Henderson. She pulled up her dribble, gets it to Kelsey Flasher. That ball was tipped. Now Tyra Henderson going up for 2 points, and it's good. Six and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. 38-15 is the score. There's a three-point attempt, no good, and Jenna G up with the rebound, and it falls in. 2 more points for her. That's 11 points for her on the night. Tyra Henderson should have turned around and taken off for the basket, but she didn't do it. Pass knocked out of the air, and ball stripped away by Lutheran. There is a three-point attempt, no good. And on the rebound attempt, number 11, Colleen Preußer, committed her third foul. So Olivia Kinsler in the game now. She gets the ball into Tiny Henderson. Mackenzie Gladney down on the low post. Wanted to go in on the baseline and couldn't do it. Tyra threw the ball up there and draws the foul. See who this is on. That foul is on Mackenzie. Excuse me, it's on Mackenzie Coleman. That's her third foul. That puts Tyra Henderson on the line for 2 free throws. First shot is no good. Second shot is good. Lutheran with the ball. Linda Smith brings it up the floor. That ball stolen away by Mackenzie Gladney, and Tanisha Henderson brings it up fast. And ball must have been a little bit slick because she couldn't handle it, and it went out of bounds over to Lutheran. Right underneath, no good. But here's Linda Smith with a three-pointer, and it is good.
Three-point basket, Jada Lynch.
She's adding to her 1,000 points. There's no doubt how she got those 1,000 points, since she has 13 tonight. There's a three-point attempt for Tyra Henderson. No good, and rebound up for Lutheran. They get the ball across the line. There's a 15-foot shot for Jenna G. 45-16 is the score. They get the ball into Mackenzie Gladney. And Olivia Kinzer from underneath. And she is called for traveling as she falls over. So turnover to Lutheran St. Charles. 3:10 remaining in the third quarter. And Gladney sits down and Dowell comes in. And Dowell knocks that ball out of bounds, breaks up the play. Kinsler comes out of the game, and Jenkins comes in. Kylie Kinsler knocked that one out, but it stays with Lutheran. And there was a 5-foot shot for Albert, but it was negated by 3 seconds in the lane. So turnover to Elsberry. Score is 45-16. Tyra Henderson couldn't get a good shot away. And I think she was called for traveling. Albert pulled up her dribble and couldn't get her feet to stop. 2:18 remaining in the third quarter. Kinsler driving around on the outside. Jenkins now way out on the point. Gets it back into the post for Kinsler. Jenkins gets it into Tyra. Here's a three-point attempt for Dow. No good. And Albert up with the, no, I'm sorry, Jenna G up with the rebound. Another three-point attempt for Linda Smith, no good, and Dowell up with the, or actually Tyra Henderson up with the rebound, gives it over to Candace Dowell. So Elsberry has it out on the perimeter. They just have not been able to get the ball in deep tonight. Dowell saves that from being an over and back. There's Tanisha for three, no good. And Lutheran brings it up the floor. And basket is good for Megan Albert. And that foul is on. That foul is on Tanisha Henderson. That's her second. Kinsler goes out and Peyton Robinson comes in, and now Gladney's coming in, and Tyra Henderson sits down. Shot is good for Albert. And that ball stolen away by Lutheran. And she couldn't get her feet stopped in time, and Ava Sippy with call for a travel. Ten seconds to go in this third quarter. Peyton Robinson with the ball. And that ball knocked back. It was stolen by Lutheran, but she couldn't get the shot away in time. So we have a score at the end of three quarters. We have a score of 48-16. Let's take a break.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
All right, we are back for this fourth quarter, and according to the score, it should be a running clock. That shot was no good, and Dowell up with the rebound. She brings it up the floor. Tanisha Henderson gets it, tries to go in, couldn't get it. Dowell gets it down deep to Peyton Robinson. Now they have it back out, and there's a shot up, no good. Underneath to Robinson, she couldn't get it to drop. So right underneath that was to Jenna G, and she couldn't get her shot to drop, and the rebound went to Elsberry. And Gladney tried to get it over to Dowell. Knocked out of bounds by Lutheran. That, I believe, was Jada Lindesmith that knocked it out of bounds. So Elsberry with the ball underneath. Peyton Robinson tries to go on the baseline. Nobody to get it to, and she knocks it off the leg of, who's that, Jenna G. And yes, we do have a running clock. So Tanisha Henderson, there is Abby Jenkins for three. See what this, they call traveling. Wow. That was on Mackenzie Coleman. All right, we have a whole new group of players coming on now for Lutheran St. Charles. All of their starters get to take a break. There's Kinsler for a three-point attempt, and no good, and Lutheran with the rebound. There's Ava Sibby with the ball, gets it in deep. Shot is up and good. That was Van Gilder. Tyra Henderson out to Dowell. She gets it down out to Kinsler, takes a shot and no good. That was Tyra Henderson, got it back out to Kylie Kinsler. A little under 5 minutes to go. And ball knocked out of the air by Tyra Henderson, and she's bringing it up the floor. And she takes it right in, attempts to lay up and draws a foul. And that foul is on Ava Sibby. That's her second personal foul tonight. Puts Tyra Henderson on the line for 2 shots. First shot is no good. She's 5 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. And that shot is good. It's a score of 50-20. Lutheran gets the ball in deep, pushes it back out, 3-point attempt, no good. And the ball knocked around, and Lutheran comes up with it. There's a 15-foot shot, no good. And they come up with the rebound again. And Tyra Henderson said, to heck with this, I'm taking the ball. And in deep to Kylie Kinsler, and she was just too far under the basket when she took her shot. Kinsler knocked that ball out of bounds on the baseline. Again, running clock, under 3 minutes to go in this game. As Tyra Henderson sits down. And that foul is on Mackenzie Gladney. That's her second. Lutheran gets the ball in. Right underneath to number 21, Rachel Lutz. That's her first 2 points of the night. It's a score of 52-20. Bella Mawsey now in the game. Olivia Kinsler. Bella Mawsey tries to drive in, wasn't there. Candace Dowell for three, and it's good. Up underneath, no good. And here we have a rugby scrum for the basketball, and they have called a jump ball here, and it alternating possessions. It goes over to Elsberry, and they actually stopped the clock because it's only a 29-point difference now. So they keep the clock running at 30 or more. Abby Jenkins with the three-point attempt, no good. Out to Bella Mawsey to Dowell again. And Abby Jenkins drives to the basket, doesn't put a shot up, but she does draw a foul.
Foul number 21, Rachel Lutz, first personal, fourth team foul.
Dowell for three, no good. Three-point attempt, no good. The ball jumping up around, everybody's trying to get it. Lutheran comes up with the rebound. 15-foot shot is good for number 32, Megan Albert. 30 seconds to go in this game. Candace Dowell for three, no good. And Lutheran up with the rebound. Long pass down the court. Broken up. 15 seconds left. Shot is no good for Lutheran. Puts it back up, and that is Albert again for 2 points. 3 seconds. And that is the end of the game. And this was just 100%. 100% Lutheran St. Charles had this game from the very beginning. So let's go over a little more scoring here. Tanisha Henderson entered the game with 1 3-pointer. Peyton Robinson had 1 point. Candace Dowell had 8 points, including 2 3-pointers. Abby Jenkins had a 3-pointer. And Tyra Henderson had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. So Candace and Tyra each had 8 points in this game. Out of the 23, they had 16 of them. For Lutheran St. Charles Lady Cougars, we had Maya Lindesmith with 5 points, Colleen Preußer with 2, Jada Lindesmith with 13 points, Rachel Lutz with 2, Van Gilder with 4 points. Jenna G had 10, 12, 13 points. And Megan Albert, I think, is going to be the top scorer. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. She had 15 points. So, yes, Megan Albert is the top scorer for this game. Nobody really had any foul trouble. Nobody on Elsberry had more than 2 fouls. Lutheran St. Charles had 2 players with 3 fouls. But final score of 56-23 here, and they only put 15 minutes on the clock for in between games, so I need to get this broadcast ended and start in with another broadcast for the boys' game. So anyway, for the final of the girls' game tonight, Elsberry versus Lutheran St. Charles. Lutheran St. Charles comes out on top of this one, 56-23. And now stick around and catch the next broadcast for the boys' game. I'll be bringing it on here in just a few minutes. Good night, everybody. For the Indian Sports Network, this is Kenny Masterson saying good night.